Oh.
Later on, I'm off in search of an animal we've all heard of, but that very few of us have actually clapped eyes on. I see it. Oh my goodness.
Ah.
First though, it's fair to say that this place has something of a split personality. Campaigns for the French-speaking province to separate from the rest of Canada have been rumbling on for years. But the last referendum was 20 years ago and there seems little appetite for it now. So the Québécois are looking for new ways to express their independent spirit.
Montreal, the biggest city in the mainly French-speaking province of Quebec. It's a foodie's paradise. Montreal has the highest number of restaurants per capita in the whole of Canada. Woo! But here at the Old Port, expensive fine dining is on the back burner.
Perhaps the ultimate expression of Québécois pride in homegrown food is this festival devoted solely to cheesy chips with gravy.
"30,000 people were expected to pass through these gates this weekend, with one thing in mind: a portion of poutine.
What is poutine?
Poutine is a mix of fries, curd cheese and sauce. Whatever sauce you want to put on.
And what does the word poutine mean? Where does it come from?
It came from a small village between Montreal and Quebec, where they were producing curd cheese, and someone put the cheese over fries, and the kid says it's not that good, and they put sauce over it. And when it came to Montreal, people say, "What is that poutine?" And the name stayed for poutine.
So what is that mess?
Yeah, what is that mess?
So we're going to have a taste.
Yes.
So get a bit of everything.
Yep.
All right. It's surprisingly good, because it looks a bit disgusting.
It's proper blue-collar food with limitless variations. And some reckon that if Quebec were a nation, then poutine should be its national dish. But then, question marks have hung over Quebec's identity for some time now. In last year's regional election, the separatist party, the Parti Québécois, suffered its heaviest ever defeat. So it's come up with a kind of compromise, one that might even appeal to us visitors. Food sovereignty is basically a push to make sure local institutions, including restaurants, are serving food grown in Quebec.
That's a loin of venison. It's a venison from Quebec. And this farm is the animal live in the forest like a real deer.
Normand Leprise was one of 10 granted permission to serve local wild game in his restaurants. That project's currently on hold. This venison is the closest he'll get to that for now. But if and when it all goes ahead, it could bring some very new flavours to the table.
I think squirrel and the beaver are good for stock. You can do a beautiful stock and braise stuff with that.
So what do squirrels taste like from the woods?
But the real squirrel, the white squirrel, it tastes like, you know, a little bit. Sometimes some animal can taste a little bit woods because it eat a lot, it bite after the tree, you know, and you can find sometimes this little flavor. But for me, we have to cook it like we cook rabbit or like we cook quail. It's the same, it's a very delicate meat to cook.
My last stop on this food trail takes me a couple of hours outside Montreal.
Well, this place is pretty quiet. There's not much here. But when it comes to food, the little town of Laurierville is one of the most important places in Quebec, perhaps even Canada.
I'm here to try out Quebec's most famous food export. This is the Global Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve. About 70% of the world's supply passes through its hands, and it's all kept under very tight security.
Okay, do I need to get dressed?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I probably don't need a beard guard.
Maybe not. Wow.
Stylish?
Maple syrup is a high-value food. Basically, one barrel of 600 pounds worth about 1,800 Canadian dollars. So it's 30 times the price of crude oil. So basically, even if it's difficult to steal and put one of those barrels in the trunk of your car, it's not impossible. So that's why we put on a lot of security.
Okay, let's give this a try then. Okay. Cheers.
The reserve is run by a cartel of producers to ensure a year-round even supply.
Oh, très bon. Very nice.
The tree sap is only harvested for a brief period every spring. Seasonality in Quebec's rollercoaster climate is a problem. But producers take note. If maple syrup can manage to find its way into our bellies all year round, then there's hope for almost anything.
Now, this whole region is really popular with leaf peepers, these guys who come in search of the most amazing colours that arrive with the coming of the autumn. Now, I'm too early. I've missed the season by just a couple of weeks, but not to worry, because I'm here to meet one of Canada's most famous and elusive residents.
Quebec's moose are thriving. Populations here have doubled in the past 10 years, but they're still famously shy. So to maximise my chances of an encounter, I'll need a guide. One completely in tune with his environment.
You must be Pierre.
Yes, I am.
Lovely to meet you. What an amazing song. You really sounded like a wolf.
Thanks.
I'm thoroughly impressed. Although the wolves don't carry guitars usually, I guess.
My friend called me Peter the Wolf. Moose tracks, yes. And I don't know if you see.
Pierre takes tourists around the Forêt Montmorency, the world's biggest research forest. As ever, sunrise and sunset are the best times for spotting. In fact, he reckons I'll have an 80% chance.
This is a mark that a big male with a big antler just made. We are trying to approach them with all the ancestral technique, the wind and the noise. And we are also doing moose, different call.
Could you explain the noises? What do they say? Oh.
You're good. The female noise look like this. And the male, they're short but deep, kind of rot, that look like. It's very deep because moose are big. They are the biggest member of the deer family.
Pierre takes me off deep into the woods, chasing the very faint calls he can hear in the distance. He's not above smearing himself in a moose bath, which is basically a collection of unpleasant substances the animal has left behind. The going is heavy. I have a tough time in the boggy ground. My cameraman finds it even tougher. Complete silence is needed at all times. The slightest rustle or misplaced footstep and all your work could be undone.
Must be quiet.
But after a couple of hours with 2 soaking wet feet and daylight disappearing, we admit defeat, get back in the car and head for home. When suddenly...
I see it. Oh my goodness. Huge antlers on that one. Yeah. boys are out tonight. Look at that.
There they were, distant, but definitely there.
It's incredible.
Aww. Aww. And off Pierre went, chasing the moose into the sunset.
Well, that's all we've got time for on this week's show. Coming up next week...
Where are you from?
Japan!
Rajan heads off on a journey to the heart of Japan, meeting the extroverts, the people living life close to the edge.
So now we can see Kagoshima right in front of us. See really how close it is to this volcano.
So do join us then if you can. And in the meantime, don't forget you can keep up with us while we're out on our travels in real time by signing up to our social media feeds, details of which are on the screen now. And for the longer version of the programme, just check out BBC iPlayer. But for now, from me, Crystal Larwood, and the rest of the Travel Show team here in Quebec, it's goodbye.
Hello, this is Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Roger Jones.